everyone, and welcome to Lattes with Lindsay. I am your host, Lindsay Geiger, and I have an amazing guest on today. Her name is Avalon McCoy. She is honestly my best friend, and I cannot wait for you guys to hear her story because it's even better than sometimes I think my own. So, without further ado, what's up, Av? How you doing?
Hey, thank you so much for having me. This is amazing. We've honestly been trying to make this work for the last couple of months, and here we are. I'm so excited.
I
I'm
know.
excited to hear my own story. I don't think
Yes.
I've said it to anyone.
I know. I know what's really beautiful about your story is that it's so unique and it's so
Hmm.
fun to hear about because it's inspiring, like in all angles. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Who is Avalon?
Who is Avalon McCoy? Well, I'm Avalon McCoy. I come from Blind River, which is probably a lot of people don't know of it. And I come from a pretty big family, and I came up to Barrie in 2011. I had just finished high school, and I came for massage therapy. Lindsay and I did a program together. And my last year of schooling, I ended up getting pregnant, which was not part of the plan at all, but it happened. And I ended up finishing massage, but it just wasn't where I was going with being a new mom. And so then I ended up opening up my own daycare in my own home. And I just wanted to be able to be at home with Mila and enjoy her and also make an income for myself. So that's how it all started with Mila.
Mila was the plug. Mila
Yeah,
was the
Mila planted that seed, and
yeah.
yeah,
Literally.
she yes.
Like
Oh man.
literally. That's funny. So what was that journey like for you trying to figure out, what you were going to do with your next step? Because, for you, massage wasn't, it was in the cards, but maybe it wasn't. So how'd you handle that transition
Hmm.
with professions?
It was really hard. It was my ego and my pride was bruised just because I had this whole idea of what I was going to do after massage. I really wanted to work with children with my program that I went into. And yeah, and so to know that it wasn't going to work out how I had planned in my head was hard to let go of that. And also just the responsibility of another human that I had to take care of. And I was only 20 when I got pregnant with Mila. So it was scary. It was like, okay, now I have to think of a whole new career for myself and also take care of my daughter at the same time. So it was very hard. I had to trust myself and what I thought was right for me and Mila and how to go forward. And yeah, and it all worked out. It's still working out. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
But I think what's really cool about your story is that you took that leap of faith and you brought that confidence out in yourself that you may have not even known that you had. Because when we were in school, my God, we were so fascinated with palliative care and,
Mhm.
the labor stories that we heard from our pregnancy
Oh,
clients. And
I know.
so I can't even imagine, at the age that you did have Mila, because I'm not gonna lie,
Hmm.
that was my partying age. Like
Of
that
course. Oh
was,
yeah,
like
yeah.
like with Halloween coming up, it's I look at the photos of us that we were Mario and
Yeah.
Luigi one
I
Halloween, and
know.
it's crazy how
Yeah.
things change.
Well, and that's the thing. I wouldn't have been able to get through all that without my support system, with my family and my friends. I'm truly blessed to have the people that I have in my corner to have helped me through all of that. Because I remember one night I was working 12-hour shifts, while I was pregnant, still doing school. And it was winter time and I was catching the bus. I just finished a 12-hour shift and I was walking to my bus stop and I was crying because I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I wanted to quit school. I wanted to go back home. I just wanted to put everything be and just run. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to run. And so I called my dad and I was like, Dad, I'm just gonna quit school. I was like, I'll finish it when I have Mila. I'll do that. He's like, Avalon, he's like, he's like, I know you're going through a lot, but if you quit now, he's like, I don't think you're going to be able to go back and finish it. And it was just those moments where it was just like,
Mm.
it felt like everything was just coming down, and I would just pick up the phone, call my friend or call my family. And it was like, okay, you're back on track. Let's just keep going. You're almost there. Like, just keep pushing. So the family that I have,
Exactly.
it was just, we don't run. We just face it and we deal with it and we get through it as a family. And that's just how I live my life. And that's how I live it with Mila. And yeah, so definitely the support system was my saving grace. It was just,
Yes.
yeah.
Honestly, it is such a true thing because when you do have that backbone of a family to
Mm,
really rely on, I guess you could say, or
yeah.
always know that you can call them or go home. You and I are definitely family people.
Oh,
And
yeah, for
if
sure.
we can't call our dad or our mom or our brothers or whatever, then it really does change your mindset when you just need someone to talk to who really just can give you that wake up call to say, you know what, I know what you're capable of, and you can get
Exactly.
to that next gear. A hundred
Yeah.
percent. Yeah, a
People
hundred
who
percent.
know you better than you know yourself. So it's just like, okay, I trust that, I'm on the right path. And that's just it. And it's all about trusting yourself and the journey that you're going on, and know that, like, everyone has their own journey. It's their own path. And we're just trying to get through it, as and still enjoy life, and grow and laugh. And it's just, life is very interesting and it's amazing.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
for people who are following Avalon, you just posted a video, walking across the stage of
Mm,
graduation from massage with Mila, and
yeah.
tell us about that feeling. What was that moment like for you, knowing that you got there?
Yeah, it was beautiful. It wasn't, I didn't even have it planned to take Mila on stage. It was, we were getting ready to walk on the stage, and Mila was sleeping in her dad's arms. And I was like, you know what? Her and I have gotten here, and she helped me get through this, and to be able to walk on that stage and accept my diploma with my family behind me on the stage cheering me on. And it was just like, it seemed right to just have her in my arms in that moment. And it was just something
Mm.
that wasn't planned. It was natural, it was beautiful, and it was just amazing. And to look back at it now 6 years later, it's like, we did it, kid. For some people it's just like, well, you didn't do anything with massage. And it was just like, no, that's not even the point of it. It was just, people have their own struggles and what they go through. And it's just being able to know your own strength, like you said. Like, you don't know how strong you are until you're faced in situations that make you
Exactly.
challenge it. And that's just what that was. It was just a milestone for her and I, and for myself. And it was just a beautiful moment. Yeah.
Oh, I can't even imagine what that mindset would be like because it truly is a journey, and two, it's something that you can look back and say, damn right, I finished it. And I was
Of
able to
course.
push through those limits and, have those support systems that you had. But at the end of the day, you did it, right? No,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what people tell you, regardless of people's opinions, you did walk across that stage. And that's something
Yeah.
that you can proudly say, regardless of if you did something with massage, because I mean, another thing that you forgot to mention about yourself is that you are so physically active and you really take care of your body, which I can only imagine massage gave you a kind of a good advance with the physical body and how
Mm-hmm.
the anatomy works and, like our
For
remics that we were
sure. Yeah.
taught. So even though you didn't take that,
Mm-hmm.
you're also bringing that journey with you of your physical fitness, which is only a huge benefit for your mind, body, and soul, addition to what you're doing with kids, which is incredible.
Thank you for saying that. That's really nice. Yeah, like, it's just
Yeah.
tools. Like, it's just, you learn so much along the way. And it's like, when you have a set plan on something and you think, this is how this is going to go, and then God's like, no, I have another plan for you. Just just trust in
Pump
me.
fake.
Just and so, for me, through my biggest thing was to just not take things personal. And that's a big thing. That's a big
Hmm.
lesson that you have to you have to incorporate it in your everyday life, because life can be taken personal so much. And and there's so many things that happen and things that go off road for you, but just don't take things personal, because you're on the right path. You just got to trust in yourself and enjoy life.
You know what I mean? But I agree, man. The journey is crazy. Like, you got a lot of curves and some pretty bad nosedives, and then you got some high peaks. But with those experiences now, and with that knowledge and with that power in your mindset, how did that propel you into working with kids? How did you really dive into expanding that as your potential in the future for a profession?
Well, I've always taken care of kids. Like, ever since I was 10, I was babysitting. Back in my town, our population is 4,000 people. So I was like
Whoop,
the
whoop.
top babysitter that people went to. New Year's, Christmas parties, like Avalon was your go-to babysitter.
Avalon got paid.
And I made good money. I made good money. Like, Blind River really supported me. Like, and so it started young. And coming from a big family, we're always caring for each other, looking out for each other. And so it's just that, and with my mom and how she is, there was just naturally in me to be a caregiver.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then being a mom on top of that, it just came natural for me, and being a daycare provider, there's a lot of patience. Like, you have to have a lot of patience, because, it's one thing to care for your own child that is your own, but it's another when you're caring for children that aren't yours.
Mm-hmm.
And it's finding that same love and respect that you want to give to those children that you give for your own.
Absolutely.
So it's just, I love it. Like, I love the families that I meet, the friendships that I've built. Like, I've been doing it since 2016. So 4 years,
Gee,
and just
I didn't think
the
it was
amount
that
of
long already.
families.
Holy
Yeah.
cow. Oh my
I
God.
know. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. I started when Mila was 2. And so when I first started, I had 6 kids. That's how much I started out with. And all of them were in diapers. Like, garbage day could not have come sooner for those diapers. Like, but yeah, because Mila was in diapers. So it was just like, I think about it now and I'm like, how did you do it?
But that's why I love this podcast, is because I want people to understand how much work they've put into their career this far. Like, taking what you just said, like 6 kids all in diapers. Like, I think about my nieces,
Yeah.
and one of them was in diapers, and I was just patience. Like,
Yeah,
you gotta have some patience.
And that's the thing. And it's just like, in toddlers, they go through their teething, they go through, so it's like being sick, and it's like every day was something different. Like, it was just like, okay, like, you gotta, and that's why I work out, because I'm like, that is it's escape for myself, my release, so.
Would you say that's your biggest challenge working with kids, is the development of the child growing into, older ages with those types of challenges? Or what would you say the biggest challenge is within your career?
The biggest challenge would have to let the kids go when it's their time to leave, when they're ready to go to school, or when, the parents move or something. Like, when you form a bond with a child, and for me, like, the youngest I've had was 1. So usually they come when they're 1 years old. And so I usually have them from 1 to 4, so it's like those years, it's like they're with me from Monday to Friday, 7 to 5. And it's just like, so this is pretty much their second home. And so it's like, when I have to say bye to them, it's like, oh, it's so, it tears apart at me. It's like a little piece of my heart goes with them.
Oh,
But it's, for me, it's just like, I know that their journey has come to an end with me, and it's beautiful, the moments that we've shared. And I'm still in contact with a lot of them. Like, a lot of them still come over, and and they still know me. Like, it's just that connection is there, and it's beautiful that I was able to form that. And I feel blessed that these families trust me to care for their children. and it's an honor. Like it's
letting go would probably be the hardest. Like
yeah.
I when I saw, even you with Mila, and now, I got to see while you were working one day, we had lunch or something like that, and just seeing how you are with kids. I
Mm-hmm.
think it is really cool to see that you are that type of
Mm.
person to work with kids. If it was the massage route and you took that and worked with kids or pregnant women or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I think you still would have killed it. But when you see you in your true form
Yeah.
working with kids, how was it working with Mila and watching her grow up and building that experience to comparing it to working with multiple kids? Was it a challenge to go from one to multiple?
No, it was for like it was just amazing that I was able to be at home, and for Mila just to see her grow and form these relationships with these children that would come in and out, and like and she was just like, and seeing how she would want to help and change their diaper, and it was just to see that nurturing side of her and that caring side, and just to see her forming into her own person has just been so beautiful. Like I feel so blessed to see Mila in her element, because not even now, like her being 6, like it's like she runs my daycare. Like it is just like the parents come in and they say thank you to me, and they look at Mila and they're like, thank you, Mila, because they know that she's a big part of the daycare.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be running a daycare if it wasn't for her. So it's this daycare is a mother and daughter
Yeah, you should call it
run show. So
mother daughter daycare.
I
But
know, yeah. I had to start giving Mila a raise or something, or
hook her up on some snacks.
yeah, I know. So funny.
No, but that is cool though.
Yeah,
I mean, for her, it's awesome too because, she gets to hang out with best friends every day, right? Like she gets to build
exactly.
relationships too, which is really cool. Absolutely. What do you find that the biggest success has been within, your profession? What has really made you realize that this is for you?
Just how I still feel after 6 years. Like I think having with
Mm.
everything that has gone on with COVID that's going on, and just like I took a break, like I closed my daycare down from March until the end of August. So I had a big chunk to really just because I haven't really taken a break. Like I would take like, a week off when it was Christmas or something like that. But to take a break like that from when I first started was really needed, because you can like exhaust yourself from this, like just running around and caring for children.
Mhm.
Like it's a lot on you because you don't stop. And for me, like when the daycare closes, my job doesn't end with Mila, right? She's in school, she's doing her thing. So it was nice to just have that break to reflect on myself and just to like have a different mindset and just refresh myself, to start back up. And yeah, so it was just, I enjoy it. I love it. I love when the kids come and they, good morning, Abby, or, when they have their toddler voice. It's just like, oh, I love you. Like, I love all the kids. Like,
Oh man. And you got to record those in like a very
oh,
weird
yeah.
way. It's like you got to like I have videos for my nieces and they're saying my name Lindsay
Yeah,
and I'm just like, "Yep,
I know.
got to keep this one." But it's beautiful.
Oh yeah, like my phone is full of videos and pictures of the kids, like they are my own, like I'm there at the park with them taking pictures, and I have my choo-choo wagon, so people look at me like, are these all your kids? And I'm like, have you seen the age
Yeah.
group? Like there's no way I
That
can
would have been
handle these
Jesus, that
kids.
would have been
Like,
impressive. Holy.
yeah, I
My
know.
God.
So, it's awesome. No, like we're our own little community when we go outside, and it's just amazing. Like it's just so much fun.
Absolutely.
That's what it is. I enjoy it, and that's the best thing. And if you're not enjoying what you're doing, then
Mm.
yeah,
I agree. I truly believe there is a profession for everyone. I really do believe that. And I think that
of
when you do
course.
find it, it does not feel like a job, as cliche as that sounds, but it really doesn't. You wake up
Mm,
and you feel
yeah.
inspired, or, like for you, like what keeps the job new for you? Like, is it the fun foods you make for them, like the movie times, like the trips that you guys take? Like what is it that keeps it new and fresh for you?
Yeah, I think it's just like we do a lot of parties here. So there's a lot of birthday parties.
Hey.
We celebrate Christmas. We have a Christmas party. We have Easter, like just any like things that I would do with Mila, I do with the kids, and there's
Mm.
always we do experiments, we go on nature hikes. Like I do things that I enjoy, and I'm very outdoors. Like we do yoga, like it's keeping it simple, and for me, like every daycare is different. There's daycares that is like they have structure. They have things that they plan for their days. And it's like I have a routine here, but it's like you don't know how the kids are going to be when they come to daycare, if they're going to be tired, if they're teething. So it's just like for me, it's just like when they walk in the door, that's when I know it's like, okay, this is what we're going to do today. Like it's kind of like winging it. That's how my days are with them. And that's just how I live my life. And it seems to work with the daycare. And, it's just, yeah,
Absolutely.
winging it and activities and painting my floors.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
That in itself. See, this is my exact point. Like, as much as this all sounds wonderful, there's no way I'm doing a daycare like ever.
That's so funny.
Like, like when I walk into your house, I'm like, damn, she's got this place organized. And there's how many kids in this house? Like honestly, it reminds me of Buy Cheaper, Don't Buy the Dozen. Honestly, like it's just like
You're such a
it's too much, man. It's
But that's
oh.
the thing though, like with my daycare, like with Mila, like my biggest thing is being respectful and being kind. And
Mm,
and I do the same thing with the kids that come into my house. Is like, they have to respect you, and your home. So it's just like, I don't allow them to like just throw toys all over the place and just let them. It's just like, okay, like if you're gonna do something, you got to clean it up. So at a young age, like they already know that it's just like, okay, like I got to clean up after myself, or and
mm,
like use their manners. So it's just, just the things that I imply with Mila, I imply with the kids. And when you talk with your parents, that they come in and you see how they are and what they want with their kids, and how they want you to like raise them pretty much, or incorporate things. So yeah, it's just like we all flow together, we all work together, even though they're toddlers and kids. And it's just a good vibe that comes into this home. And yeah.
absolutely. And that's the thing that's the most important is when they do transition out, to school, it's great to have that
Mm-hmm.
foundation or the foundation blocks of respect, honesty, responsibility, right? Putting the toys away,
Exactly.
holding their own, all that stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, even confidence. I think what's really beautiful
Mm-hmm.
when you really do see a child grow throughout those years of working with them, you really see them develop their confidence and their personality really comes out. And it's really fun to watch, which I'm sure you've seen quite a few up to now, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. And you just want to allow them to be themselves, to be able to express themselves. If they're having a bad day and they just want to cry, and it's just like, and I'm there to comfort them, and that's beautiful. And it's just being their friend, and for them to know that they are safe. That's the biggest thing. When
Mm,
kids come to my home, I want them to feel safe. I want them to feel secure, that they're able to express themselves, that they can talk to me, and that's just the bonds. Like when you allow yourself to listen to the children and not underestimate them, and just look at them and be like, well, they're just kids, and it's
mm.
just like, no, like they are humans and they have feelings. And, and if you talk down to them, like, and they feel disrespected, and so it's just looking at them like they are you and me, and
Mm-hmm.
treating them that way. When you treat kids with respect, and they're going to show the same to you. And and for me, like I take my job very seriously. Like that's a huge responsibility that is on me, to take care of these children and teach them. And so I take it very seriously. I don't take it as, well, this is just my paying job. Like I love what I do, and I respect them and I respect the parents. And yeah, it's just, I love it.
Yep, such is life, and with especially everything that's going on right now with COVID, how has it been since you've come back since August? How was that transition through all the health and safety stuff? Like, how did you kind of overcome that, huge barrier?
Well, the thing is that like I have pretty amazing families. So it's just like we all work together. Like we communicate with each other, and the parents respect me and my home, and they know that it's like they're not going to send their child, if they're sick or. So it's just I have pretty amazing parents that it wasn't hard for me to come back. I wasn't fearful, to open back up. So it was a good transition for me. Like I couldn't have asked for it any better because it definitely could have went either way, and I knew I wanted to open back up. So yeah, it was just, the parents are really amazing. I couldn't have been any more grateful for them during these times.
Yeah, and know what? They make a heck of a difference because they're also what the kids grow from too, right? So
Mm-hmm.
from, March to August when you took the time off,
Exactly.
well, we didn't really have a
Yeah.
choice, I guess, but when we had to have a break, I guess you would call it, it's great to know that the parents still hold themselves accountable and follow the
Exactly.
rules that you've incorporated and they've incorporated and you have that open flow with each
Mm-hmm.
other. Has there ever been a time where you had to step out of your comfort zone and be more open with the parents about what's going on with the child?
Definitely, yeah. There's especially at the beginning, for myself, I've always kind of been more quiet and not really spoken. Like I wouldn't really speak or want to like confront things. So there was like at the beginning, it was just like you get different families that it's just like, you want to build your business, right? So it's just like, okay, like I'll take on this family. And it's just like, whoa, like that was not a fit. Like that was, so you weed through a lot of things and you start to like, okay, you know what, like this is what's going to fit with me. This is how I am. And you just start to know like what will work for you and your business, which is my daycare, and what won't. And so yeah, so it was just being able to say no, especially with if something wasn't feeling right for me, and just having that confidence and yeah, just saying no
Which
and
is not
speaking
easy,
up.
man.
It's not, no, especially for your own business because it's scary. Like, it's I don't have a company to fall back on, like I'm the main person bringing in this income for myself. So it's like, if I don't have families, I don't have income. So it's like, it's at the
Exactly,
beginning, you want to build
exactly.
that up, but then you have to, take families that don't jive with you. And it's just like, okay, like when is this going to pass on? Like, but and that's the thing, and that's where it takes to really just trust in yourself and trust in the process. And it's like, okay, you know what, this family doesn't work, another family will come, that will be more fitting for me. And that's just
Exactly.
this last couple of years is what it has grown into be with my daycare. Like it's really just been about what works for me, instead of wanting to please either just take everyone in, because that's who I am. I would take everyone in despite how I felt. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I could so picture you with one of those like bunkers underneath
Oh
the
yeah.
freaking
Oh
house and be
yeah.
like, "All right, everyone, come on in. There's a tornado. We'll figure it out."
Exactly. Mama Ab is here.
Oh
Just
my
come in. I'll
gosh.
keep you all safe.
Yes. Literally, everyone bring their
Yeah.
dogs. We need
No cats. Okay, just dogs. No cats.
no cats. No. Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. So do you find that, over the years that you have built this, amazing profession with yourself and as an individual, do you find that your personality has also changed because of the profession that you're in?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I've definitely grown so much. I've learned so much about myself, and just what I'm capable of, as an entrepreneur, as a single mom, as a woman. And it's been such a journey. Like it's amazing to look back and to see what I've experienced, and there's been a lot of hard days, like a lot of days I'm just like, yeah, I can't do this. Like, so I need to go and, I'll just go work at the mall or something, like as an entrepreneur, I'm sure everyone has those moments where it's not easy. Like, it's not easy, doing this, because there's a lot of trust that goes into yourself and believing yourself, to know that, even though there's hard times, it's like, this is what I'm meant to do, and sticking with that no
Yes.
matter what. And yeah, just believing in you. And that's the biggest thing. It was just trusting in myself and knowing that I'm on the right path, doing the right thing. It makes me feel good, and who knows what tomorrow will bring.
Absolutely.
But for today, I enjoy it. I'm enjoying my life. I'm healthy, I'm alive, I'm loved, and that's it.
I feel you, girl.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, you are loved. Trust me, you are loved. Let me tell you, you are loved.
Thank you.
So, with everything, going on and trying to find balance within yourself, how do you find that with all the types of prep that you have to do for the daycare? I mean, for example, I know you and I do meal planning on Sundays, but you have to meal plan for, not just two people like me. You have to meal plan for a flock. So,
for sure.
how is that? And how do you find you manage your time, trying to separate the two, or, how do you handle all that?
It's definitely through a lot of trial and error. There's a lot of things when I first started, I was like, I had this meal plan. I had exactly what I was going to feed them, when I was going to feed them. The kids come in, I have everything prepped. They don't want to eat it. And I'm like, okay, plan B. Like, we gotta, and that's the thing. It's just, you get to know what the kids like, how they are and what they enjoy. And so that's just where the planning goes for me. Is just like, and now that I used to have a lot of part-time kids. And so it was just like, I'd have one kid come on Monday, Tuesday, another come to Tuesday, Wednesday. So it was just like, my days were just filled with so much going on, different kids. And so it's like, now I have a steady schedule, which is nice. So I know what kids are coming, what they enjoy. And that's the thing. And some days they'll come in, I'll be like, so what do you guys want to eat today? And we'll just talk about it. They'll tell me. I'm like, okay, cool. Like,
I love it.
So there's not too much planning. Like, if there's like an event or like a birthday, I'll make them cupcakes the night before. I know what they like. So it's just keeping it simple. That's just it. You got to keep it simple.
Absolutely.
For some people, they may like to meal prep or plan ahead. And for me, it's just, I see how they're doing and what they want. And yeah, keeping it simple.
Oh yeah, man. Avalon is like a chef, low key. If nobody knows, she knows how to cook. So
I love to cook and bake. That's for sure.
Yes. Oh man, that should be my next thing. Cooking with Avalon.
It has to be a video. We gotta do a video on that
one. 100%. They gotta see what it's like, man. Because if they only knew what it tastes like, jeez.
That's so funny.
That's dope. Oh, honestly, like you're incredible.
Thank you.
Like the people that I've had on this podcast, every single one of them inspire me to the utmost. And I think it's really beautiful what you are doing with your job and where you've came. And I think it's dope.
Thank
I
you.
think, what's next? You know what I mean? Like what is next for you in this career? Like what are your future endeavors for this?
That's the thing. For me, I've always been one to plan ahead, to look at like, what is my future? What am I going to do a year from now? And it's just like that. I can't think like that anymore, just because I have to live it day by day. So right now it's the daycare, and I enjoy working out. I've gotten back into painting. and just focusing on being a mom, you know. And I would love to continue to do the daycare for as long as I still enjoy it. And for now, I still do. And we'll just see where that goes. Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, I think that's great. What do you guys have planned for Halloween?
Halloween, yeah, we're going to have a little party where the kids are going to come and dress up, and we're going to have some games, and I've decorated. So we're going to do that on Wednesday.
Does that like include like adults? Like, can I like, can I just bring my bucket and just swing on by for some candy?
As long as you're wearing a costume, that's the only thing. Wear a costume, okay?
Okay, I got you.
You got to show up. If the kids are going to show up, you got to show up too.
Yep,
Okay?
I will use my one piece of makeup and I will be there.
Okay.
How do you have any kids with any like crazy allergies or anything like that?
Yeah. So last year I had 2 with severe peanut allergies.
Tricky.
So that was EpiPen and everything. So it was, at first it was like, holy geez, okay, how am I going to do this? Like this, because there's peanuts and a lot of stuff, but it wasn't too bad. I've had no incidents, thank God.
Knock on wood.
That.
Yep.
Knock on wood. Yeah. So other than that, no, that's been the only thing, was the peanut allergies. Nothing too major.
I know. If you manage it right, you're good.
Exactly. Yeah. You just got to carry it around. That's the only thing. It's like everywhere we go, I have the EpiPen. So it's just like, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready when you're ready. Like,
like secretly not wanting to be ready.
I know. Well, one of our neighbors, she loves feeding the squirrels. And of course, she loves to feed them peanuts. So it's like when we're at the park, there's peanut shells all over the playground. No. And I'm like picking up these peanuts, and I'm like, for frick's sakes, lady. Like, I'm looking at the kids. It's like, don't go in the park yet. Like, I'm picking up these peanuts and throwing them away. But yeah.
Oh God. And the squirrels are probably like, bro, for real?
Yeah, the squirrels are loving life. Like, gourmet peanuts. Like, they're enjoying themselves.
Oh my gosh. That's friggin'.
You're always on guard. That's the thing with daycare. You're always on your feet. There's always something going on.
Man, your head must be on a swivel.
Oh yeah. At the end of the day, I'm like, whew, okay.
I know.
Let's go work out now and end the day on a good note.
Absolutely. Do you feel like because you do have a daycare at your house, do you find that you have time for yourself?
It's a good question. I think just being a mom, I've learned to not really have the time for myself. So when I lay my head down at night, that's the time I have for myself, which I enjoy. Like, I love it. You know, I love being a mom, and, you know, as a parent, you understand quickly that it's not about you anymore. It's, it's about the children. So I've stopped depending on getting a full night's rest. Absolutely. And just accepted it for what it is. And but now that Mila's 6, like, she's really, like, she enjoys working out with me, and we do everything together. So it's like a little buddy by my side.
Yeah, you guys are besties. I love it. I love the relationship you guys have.
It's a really nice one. It's a good bond.
Yep. And that's the one thing that I always, think about with families, is that when you are an entrepreneur, I always love to think about the people who, you're in a relationship with, or, your family members, or heck, even your dog, if they don't get no love, because you're so obsessed, with your career, and you want to get it to where you want it to be. And sometimes that takes time. And for some family, that's really hard, because that means that they're at that business long term or whichever. So yeah, it's definitely a transition. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. It doesn't stop. That's the thing. But that's why you got to love what you do, so you're able to enjoy it. And when those hard days come, or that, you're putting all that time into it, that it's worth it at the end of the day.
Exactly. And know what? That's the biggest question I have for all entrepreneurs is, if you had to rewind back in time when you and I were in our first year of massage therapy school, do you think that you would still relive this exact moment and this career choice?
100%. I wouldn't change it for anything.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
No.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
No regrets, no looking back. I don't look back, or I go forward, and that's just it. Like, if I was to want to take back that, I would be taking back, all the lessons, the growth, the people that I've met, everything. So no, I am good, and I am happy where I am. I am thriving.
What is it? Well, I guess we have to remake it and be like, I'm 28, I'm thriving, and
28, thriving.
Oh, frig, I love that movie too.
Oh,
Man. But that's
yeah.
dope. And I love asking that question because it's so true. And
Yeah.
I think every entrepreneur, when they finally dive into that abundance of opportunity
Yeah.
and realize what it's like to be their own boss, oh man, it is so incredible, because then it's just yours. It's your baby, it's your commitment.
Yeah.
What you put into it is what you get out of it. And I think that speaks volumes, because then you don't have to rely on anyone else. Like, you wake up in the morning
Exactly.
and you decorate yourself, your place for Halloween, and you get into costumes and you feel that energy and you send that energy out, versus being someone who, works half the effort and just says, okay, guys, happy Halloween, here's a Kit Kat bar. It's like, no, you put the effort in because you love your job. And I think that's incredible, and that truly speaks volumes. And, have you ever had a moment with a kid where they just look at you and they don't even have to say it, they just say thank you with their vibe? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like the little hugs that I would get, we're watching a movie and they come and like cuddle me, and it's just like, oh my God, I love you so much. Like, it's so rewarding, and that's the thing. And as an entrepreneur, you have no one to blame or have excuses for but yourself. It's like you said, it's all on you to make it work. And I think that's the beauty of it. And that's why for entrepreneurs, like for me, I knew at a young age that I was going to be my own boss. And I feel like, and working for anyone else, it just didn't feel right. It felt like I was selling myself short with not being my own boss and working for myself. So I knew in me that there was more for me than working a 9-to-5 job. And not saying that is, for people who do, like, that's, for some people that's what works for them. But I knew for me deep down that there was more for me out there.
Absolutely.
And that's just, and whether it's daycare or whatever, but I know that I'm going to continue to do my own thing, to make my own money, and be my own boss. And that's just the life that is meant for me to lead. And I think that's the same thing for you. Yeah.
Oh, I honestly hope you do it like forever, because whenever hopefully Jay and I have kids, whenever we're lucky enough to bring that into the world, girl, I'm hollering at you ASAP. ASAP.
I'm going to be a living nanny. Yeah. That's just what I'll be for you, okay?
Be like, listen, I will bring you baked goods if you watch my kids.
That's so funny.
I love it. Well, is there any advice that you would give someone who is either looking to go into your profession or, wants to be an entrepreneur themselves?
Yeah, to just trust in yourself, believe in yourself, and follow what you feel. There's a lot of people who will give their own opinions and their own advice and tell you, that won't work or this will work, and try to, because that's their experience. But your experience will be something that's completely different. So just follow how you feel, and go with it. Don't listen to anyone else that's trying to tell you otherwise. And yeah, just do you.
Do you, boo-boo.
Do you, because this is the only life you got to live, You're the only one that can live it the way you want to live it. Exactly. So you got to just do it the way you want to do it, and that's it. Don't look back. No regrets.
Exactly. No regrets. Maybe a few, but
But don't take them back. Just go with it.
yeah, just keep on going up. That's the biggest thing is
Yeah, just keep on swimming. That's it.
yes, Dory.
Yeah,
Yes.
story.
Yes. Damn.
Oh man.
Get him with the
Get 'em
Dory.
with the
Oh.
You're so funny.
Well, we appreciate you. I know I appreciate you to the utmost highest, my
Thank
queen.
you.
You are incredible, and I appreciate you so much for coming on here and showing some love, because I think your story is so motivating for anyone who's an entrepreneur, as well as looking into being their own boss. And I can't wait to watch you grow and excel and become. Who knows?
Who
I
knows?
honestly don't know for you, because you have so much potential. So I don't even know, but I wish you well. And beyond half of everyone, thank you.
Thank you for having me. That's been amazing.
Girl, anytime. I hope you come back on soon.